April 27th, I had $555. August 11th, we're sitting at 100 grand.
How do you know that's going to happen? How do you invest into it at 10 mil?
The great awakening for memes. The masses are going to be onboarded.
The opportunity for Troll is insane. The opportunity for Mooncat is even better.
We're early. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to MoonTalk here. Today we have Ray Shelby and our special guest, Nixon. I'm excited to kind of share with you guys the future and, you know, kind of dive into just our overall experience, you know, in crypto overall, and just kind of how we were introduced and, you know, where do we feel like the ecosystem is heading now. With that being said, I kind of just want to, you know, introduce Nixon. Nixon's been having a ton of success, obviously, recently with Troll, as a lot of people have. And yeah, just kind of want to dive into that and, you know, see what was your background and how you kind of came into crypto and where you kind of see it going, you know, moving forward.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. It's a great place here. And obviously we see a lot of good things happening in crypto right now. Obviously my background in crypto, I kind of getting known for Troll a little bit right now as it's blowing up. And I've been in crypto for about 5 years now. Started with XRP back in the day.
Diamond hand.
Yeah. So I've been holding for a long time. I actually sold my position about last November when we hit about $3 or so. I was going through a little rough time, grinding out money, trying to figure shit out. I saw the stock market rip a little bit. I don't really sell any of that. But crypto, I had to make some moves, go into the winter with a little bit of bread and shit like that. And then I kind of fell out a little bit. I was kind of
As
going,
most people do. Right?
yeah, going through a little rough time. And then kind of like February kind of turned around, going into March, those types of things. Got back into crypto, started making more money, pouring more money in, having the opportunities. And I was just grinding Twitter, really, just having the opportunity to talk to everyone every day, having people like Shadow, Bobo, Ray Shelby, a lot of head figures that know what they're talking about, Crashes Clay. You use these people's plays and understand the markets. Obviously, being in crypto for so long, like I've been understanding the markets more and more and more, learning and knowing where the mind share is and being ahead of the game.
Right.
That's the game, you know?
Well, I think that's the biggest thing right now is most people, they just, it's so new and it's almost like we're recreating a stock market right now, right? It's almost like,
Right.
it's like the Gen Z stock market, right? Or, you know, not just Gen Z, we got boomers, we got everybody in this ecosystem now. And, you know, you can see right now, I think roughly it's 7% of the population. I think soon that's going to be 10% and that's just going to continue to grow. But yeah, I mean, right now, with the ecosystem, you know, being the way it is, you know, and obviously it being more aimed towards community, I mean, that's obviously kind of probably what led you to diving into Troll and having so much conviction was just because of the community and understanding, like you said, mind share and understanding it was going to capture that. And you just kind of saw it before everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I in February, like I said, I was getting back into shit. Troll sparked my mind, and I bought up about 3 random Troll coins, but the one that ripped, I wasn't in at all. I saw Shadow shilling it at 1 mil, and he somehow got Antonio Brown into it. And I had post noties on for Antonio Brown because he posted a bunch of dumb shit. And I saw him shilling it when it ripped to 40 mil, came back down to 10, and he kept shilling it. And this was around the time that he got arrested in LA for shooting a gun at that kid's live stream party. But I bought it because Antonio Brown shilled it, actually.
Wow.
And I asked my buddy, we were window cleaning, and asked my buddy, I was like, hey, should I buy this shit? Antonio Brown shilling it. And he's like, yeah, probably.
The power of influence, right?
Yeah.
The power of influence.
It's just random. I think life guides you in certain directions for a reason. Like you buy at the time you're supposed to. Like
Yep.
you're
going to get
faded
Bitcoin at the price that you deserve it. You know,
Right,
and
exactly.
it's the truth. You know, you see, it's so funny recently that Harvard, just purchased all that Bitcoin, millions. I think it was like somewhere around, I don't know, $116 million of Bitcoin. And they picked it up when Bitcoin was 116,000, right after, years before. One of their head economists was saying that they believe that it was going to be more likely to be closer to $100 than $100,000. So yeah, you get it at the price that you deserve it. And so I think that's what's happening a lot with a lot of these memes. And that's the cool thing about it. I look at memes right now, kind of like, startup businesses. They really, really remind me of that. And you've seen that, like, in the past, some of these businesses, like you can be a Walmart, right? But we've seen the power of having a small business, and especially through influencers. We've seen these kick deals. We've seen these steak deals. We've seen these, like you mentioned, Antonio Brown. We've seen these influencer deals, and it's pretty unbelievable. So to be able to go and capture that mind share and monetize it, it's big. And I think there's no better place to do it than memes. With that being said, you dive into troll. I remember whenever it was going to 40 million and then down to around 10 million, and it was kind of sitting around there. And I don't know what it was exactly, but I remember seeing a post about if they were to have creator fees, and if they were to take their creator fees, and if they were to go and just put them back into advertising, they could have bought up so many billboards in New York,
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I want to kind of, now that we're, on, memes and kind of the ecosystem, I want to dive into, why we're here, and, kind of dive into that big cat behind Ray Shelby, and, dive into creator fees, and, what's the power of them, and, where do you feel like this ecosystem is headed, and, what's your experience?
Well, I'd like to first off say this man here is rich because I'm rich, and he has to become rich, otherwise he's going to lose.
Exactly.
So when you're in the meme coin ecosystem, right, you have to be around what kind of people? Rich people, of course, but you don't want to be around the people who are going to propagate one play and then move down the ladder down to BS that they were clearly paid to do.
Yep.
So how do you find the correct people in the correct communities that are going to make you lots of money? Well, that's an excellent question. And an answer I feel like all of us here are really having a good grasp on. I actually think it comes deeply down to community in the group chats, for one. If you look at Troll, Nixon here invited me to the Troll chat and told me to invest in around 12, 13 million.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sitting here looking at the chat at 12, 13 million, and I'm just like mind blown. I'm just like, why isn't the Bobo chat doing this? Why isn't the other chats I'm in blowing up, rating every single post? And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this thing has potential. You're onto something, but is it a market meme? Blah, 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 blah. That was my agenda. That was my bias, especially like, is it a market meme?
Yeah. Is it multi-cycle? Can it be multi-cycle?
Yeah, can it be
That's
multi-cycle?
That's a real question.
Well, obviously, since we've seen what picked up, when price goes up, conviction goes up, and now it's guaranteed. All these people are getting in, and now you have the credibility of all these big influencers, and you see Mikey just buying the tops, right? Yeah. Mikey trades, and once you see these signals, then everybody's like, oh, it's multi-cycle, it's guaranteed. So how can you know that's going to happen? Because everybody looks at Troll and they're like, oh, I mean, I could see that one day, but maybe it legs last. So people,
it's a lot easier to see it when it's at 200 million.
Yeah. People,
it's crazy, right? You look at the meme at 10 million. It's like, you look at it at 20 million. You're like, it gets up there to, 50, 100, 200 million. You start looking at it, you're like, man, that's a good looking fucking meme. It's like,
that's the issue, though.
It's fucking crazy.
Because then you're too late.
Yeah, you're too late.
So how do you know that's going to happen? How do you invest into it at 10 mil?
And that's, I think, something that we should discuss here, and being able to, that's what I think that most normies want to know. People coming to the space right now, they want to know how they can go and identify that, because whenever it's all said and done, the best marketing is price goes up. And so whenever you can get normies to come in and they can understand price goes up and they can go in and participate in that, and they can purchase the right coin without having to go and do a crazy amount of research or effort. That was, I think, the problem with crypto in general before memes, right? Is there was so much tech involved and so much stuff that, Gen Z, right? If it's a Gen Z stock market, they're not familiar with some of the stuff, right? So now with the memes being more community driven and community based, I mean, I don't think anybody understands community more than like this Gen Z, podcasting, these live streaming, these people actually, they understand community. I really believe that. And it's learning how to monetize that. And I think that no one's really have actually done they haven't done it the right way. No one's really actually done it. And it's just because we're all newer. You do see some people taking advantage of it. But I think the reason being is just because most people aren't convicted on one play. They want to go and they want to jump into 100 communities, and they aren't picking one community, right?
Yeah, and so think of the incentive of why a community is built. The reason these crypto communities are being made in the first place is to make what? Money. Okay, so they didn't want to come into a community. None of these people, to put in perspective, are even built for a community.
Yes, I agree.
These people are greedy, they're weird, you don't know who they are. They're not even built for a community, but for some reason, if they have money, then they're important in the community, right? But you don't know who they are. Coming from my perspective, where I just want to build communities surrounding upon the fact that these people are competent, smart, they can make me grow in all these different ways imaginable. I want to create a tribe. I want to have a ton of land in this state, double houses, go to this country, go there. I need to be a prepper. I need to know how to store food in this many different ways and prepare for all these different types of scenarios. You need competent people in your life. I'm not going to bring in anybody. Anybody that drinks alcohol every single weekend, they're gone.
Yeah.
All those friends I had, gone.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're not going to become multimillionaires. They're not capable. I don't think they're capable. And if they think they are, then definitely not right now. So if we extrapolate this, you have to realize coming into crypto and you want to create a community. You know how dumb that sounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you're coming in to grift.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
It's because that's their mindset. They're coming from an extracting mindset. Like their mindset is coming in to get money. So
how do you
change that?
How do you recycle these people and filter through them and find what you can get at 10 million, even though we just described how you have to wait till 200 million for the Mikey trades the top blast.
Yeah.
How do you determine that? It's very simple. You rally behind narratives that last forever, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Do you know what those narratives are? They're market memes, because in the crypto space, everybody uses market memes forever, no matter what. It will never go away. You'll never stop seeing
what is a market meme? For anybody that doesn't know that's watching this right now, what is a market meme? I see right here, we see up on the page that, goes up and down here. We've got this idiot and then this MOG. It says right here, what are these things? So are these market memes? Would you consider these market memes? What is a market meme?
What's your definition?
Multi-cycle memes that have the opportunity to have the big money come in. I see a lot of opportunity with Fartcoin and things like that.
Pengu,
with
Fartcoin.
Institutional money.
Yeah.
If it has the opportunity for that and to build connection and have an opportunity to bridge community, I believe that can build community off that.
If you look at those, do you think multi-cycle? Just two little guys.
The frog and the bear?
I think they're getting trolled.
I believe I believe that they are. The reason being is I said it in the thesis I posted on YouTube the other day is I think they're mascots. And I think of a mascot, whenever I think of a mascot, I think of like college sports, I think of the NCAA and seeing all those different mascots. And a mascot is usually, it's a character, it's a bear, it's a frog, There's actually, the Cincinnati Bearcats, that's a bear and a cat, huh? You have the Horned Frogs, the TCU Horned Frogs. So those things are built to last,
Right.
There's a reason why these institutions, they didn't just go and say like, hey, let's go and just pick any, because that's all it is. All there is a meme. They want to make sure that their mascot is something that's going to last. Because like, you've seen there's been schools that have changed their mascots, but a school that never has to, it's definitely more appealing. I mean, right now, Colorado Buffaloes, man, they're having a ton of success with Deion Sanders there, and the Buffalo means more now than it ever did, But why didn't people notice the Buffalo before Deion was there, right? So that's the thing. It's easy to see it whenever people come in, but why was Deion able to see it? And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with memes, and it really is. It's just, how can we get people to understand and see this and want to be a part of it? Because like you said, community, it's a word, for most people, it's just a word. They don't understand it. Doesn't make sense. They've never been a part of one. I mean, most communities, stock market related or any crypto related, the only thing they've even experienced probably is like maybe AMC or GME. That would be the only, two things I would say they've actually, felt something like that. But, back to the market meme, would you consider these market memes here, this frog and this bear?
Duh.
Absolutely. I see green and I see red.
It's simple, guys. It's simple. It's so simple. And yeah, if Bobo was sitting here at a 500 million market cap, then you'd best bet you'd get the credibility of all these people and that joining in.
100%.
But then you're already too late. The
late.
cycle's over. Cycle's over. You missed on the opportunity. Do you know why Mooncat exists?
I believe Mooncat exists because partly I believe it has a good amount of success right now because of the backing from the Bobo community and specific Rek Takashi. I think that right now, whenever you go and, kind of attach your name to something, or even at least, just, I don't know. I don't know exactly what Rex, I don't know what his connection exactly is with Mooncat, but I know for him to put his name on it and to see all the work that he's put in, I know that he wouldn't put his reputation on the line for something that doesn't make sense. So I don't know why it exists. I don't know why it has so much success so early, but I do believe that Bobo being tied and Rek being tied to it has some kind of factor, to its success.
Sure. See, this is how I see it. Is Rek Takashi, who has throughout his history and his reputation, I'm talking about his reputation from my perspective, is he has consistently pushed memes he thought were genuinely good. Like when memes got slandered on the timeline, Apu and whichever it may be, he honestly came in with a base take and he would support the community and help them grow and bridge people over because he's like, oh, well, it resonates with my community. I'm going to help it grow. Everybody felt a special connection when he found connection intuitively with Mooncat, which is really random, right? Super random for a lot of people. But you don't got to think about the meme too hard. Yeah, it's a cat that moons, whatever. You don't got to think about the meme. You got to think about the community and why it came over, right? Why did it come to Mooncat? Well, I know it's because of Rek's reputation.
Yes.
And I think the symptoms of that happening is a unique community that's fortified, forged in the fire of just based takes. I really think it's as simple as that. And all these people coming from all these different business memes, they're upset. Why isn't it pumping? It's so obvious. It should.
Yeah.
Well, they feel like all these other memes coming in are vampire tags.
There's
or
a
cabals
there's a
pushing
sense of
BS.
entitlement with these memes that have been working their ass off for fucking years, and as there should be, and it's kind of it feels weird to have these vamp attacks and then to see these bundled tokens run to hundreds of millions of dollars while you see someone like Rek putting blood, sweat, and tears day in and day out. And there's something called the compound effect, and it's like, it's the eighth wonder of the world. So it's kind of weird to not see it play out in the time, but you have to remember too that, Warren Buffett, he made most of his success after 65, right? So
Right. And the point I'm making is that when you have so many people in all these different meme coin communities, the Moo, Bobo Dodo, this, even Brad and that, and whatever. We can go down the list to every market meme, but deep down, they all feel like they're getting Jewed by the cabals, right?
Yes.
They feel like something's wrong and that the money is being short-term used for a short-term vision, and they're frustrated by it. And they don't know how to band together. This community's sitting there kind of just, I believe. They don't know how to come together.
They don't know how to unite.
Like I said in the beginning of this, I looked at the troll group chat and they were united. And I looked at
100%.
the Bubble group chat and I'm like, they're not even rating. They're not even doing this, even though it's behind like the greatest memes ever, because they're so convicted, they're so confident in their play that people just
And not to mention one of the best devs there is. I mean, you have to realize there's how many devs are not even there. Like, where is the troll dev? You know, who knows where these certain devs are? I don't know. But I know that Rek Takashi is here day in and day out. So to not see that, I could see how that. It's like, wait, well, why? I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, you should be rating IRL. You know, like,
Right.
So
As we are.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, but my point is, when you have a lot of people who don't know how to communicate and beat this cabal, beat the money that's going into the billion market cap liquidity pools that, yeah, I mean, they're cool, but at the end of the day, they're just liquidity pools.
Yep.
I mean, they kind of all are, right? But how do you beat them? Well, they all looked at the Mooncat, and everybody from the Apu's, the Bobos, the Moo-Moos, the Wojaks, the Bretts, they all came to the Mooncat because they felt a special connection. They thought they had an opportunity. They looked at this and they're like, oh, we should just be in one group chat and talk about the business memes. We can raid these people. We know how to do it. We've been in the space forever. It's like people are finally regaining their wisdom and their skill set again. And they finally have the direction and the vision where they're like, now that we're all together and talking, it's like we're compounding off each other. This is what we've been missing. Like, but the cabals have been intentionally trying to make these echo chambers for their communities, which is powerful. In a sort of way, you need to do that into one community rallied behind that represents and unites the memes. And that's what the Apu people in blue from the radio show is talking about, is uniting the memes, this and that. And he's trying to do it with Apu because friends, which is great. Mooncat just did it naturally. And everybody felt the spiritual connection. Rally behind the moon. We're all going to the moon. The business memes are going to the moon. Just like how Stonks goes up, we go to the moon. What does it start with? A cat. Every meme came with dog coins and cat coins. It's like an origin story. The cat goes to the moon. It's as simple as that. We're banding behind the strongest communities ever. We know exactly how to bridge people over. It's fun.
Well, it's our time. It's our time is now, like, right? It was their time then, it's our time now. And I think that the first thing we talked about was community, and we talk about, I mean, the trenches just being in like what we're talking about is what's called the trenches, right? For anybody that doesn't know, that's watching this maybe for the first time, the trenches is being day in and day out, being in CT, you know, which is crypto Twitter for anyone that, you know, like I said, that's new, and it's also being in, you know, it's being in the just, you know, on BullX, on whatever, you know, Photon, whatever you're using, right? And just, it's being in the shit, right? And so that's what we've been doing for so long without reaping the benefits of being able to go and maybe, you know, and like, I mean, we all love Elon, you know what I mean? Without Elon, you know, we wouldn't have, you know, CT in general and have the ability to maybe even do what we're doing with these memes. But the thing is what Elon had last time, you know, he's always had, was just, he was able to go and pump Doge single-handedly almost to, what was it? Almost 100 billion.
As long as he takes control of it, he's able to push any narrative he wants.
Any narrative he wants, and that's the narrative he shows. I mean, right now, dogs have been arguably the Bitcoin, right? Mm-hmm. They've been the Bitcoin. You've had your Doges right away. You have your Shibas. You have your Saitamas. You have they've been the Bitcoin. Now, one thing that we have to recognize though right now is ETH, man, ETH's been getting held down for a long time. And I mean, people right now have been holding for 5 years and are barely breaking even on ETH. But I can tell you right now, if anybody's going to tell you that ETH isn't going to 16,000 before Bitcoin hits 500,000, I mean, come on, everyone's making that bet, right? So the thing is if I'm realizing that's the bet that people are making, then I'm going to bet on the cat. Because the dog's already had its day. Every dog has its day, and that dog's day is past. And so right now, last cycle, out of nowhere, you know, and I'm not going to say out of, you know, just nowhere, but there was a cat that popped and it ran to $2 billion. And it didn't have Elon Musk. It didn't have it had trenchers. It had, people that were going in day one and grinding, right? So that's the thing is right now, if the last cat pop and this cat moons, I mean, I don't know. And like the thing that you were speaking about before is just like why is everyone coming from all over? Well, it's because it's moonshot. I mean, of course, because I believe if Mooncat would have launched on another platform, like it could have had the success 100% and it would still be multi-cycle. But to be a mascot, like Colorado, the Buffalo couldn't be a mascot without Colorado University. You have to have the platform. And so PopCat never even had the platform. With Mooncat, it has its own platform to literally become the mascot. It has the chance to be the Brett. And so I think, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that are pissed off. They're tired of seeing all these memes. There's definitely an oversaturation, and they want to go and band behind one thing. And so you see these ETH communities. You see these, even we're turning soul Jeters into soul believers. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. So, but I mean, Nixon, why did you get into Mooncat? What was your connection to it? I mean, obviously, I know you're a troll guy, big troll guy.
Yeah.
But what even brought you to Mooncat?
I'm a trencher, so I'm in the trenches every fucking day. Me and Ray Shelby, we went to New Zealand together for a trip, and I came back very broke. I needed to make money.
You're broke ass.
I was
so broke.
I was broke.
Paying for everybody. You and Cole, the whole trip.
I was broke as shit.
I was like, fuck, man.
So I came back. I had to turn up money. So went IRL, living in Arizona, knocking on doors, cleaning windows, easiest money you can ever make. Port that money into CT, turn that shit up. Started with $500. I just made 6 figs off that in the past 4 months.
Yeah, dude, I knew this would happen.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there rich with my crypto waiting for alt season. I look at my friend here and, he's going broke with the crypto.
Yeah.
He was trenching.
I was losing money like all last year. Like I said, I was going through a tough time and losing money, gambling, doing stupid shit, not really finding the right keys. But it was all timing really too. And that timing is now. Like you need to be in this shit right now.
Yeah.
This is when you load up your bags. This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Let me ask you a question. 10,000 right now. You got 10,000 right now. You get to go into the bull cycle, do whatever you want. Or you don't get into the bull cycle and you get $100,000 at the end of the bull cycle. Which one are you taking?
I'll take the 10 grand every single day.
Every day of the week, right?
Every day of the week.
And that's the thing. It's getting normies to understand this, and they are, and that's the reason why Doge went to what it was. It wasn't because of CT, it was because the normies were onboarded and they brought absolute there was never mind share like that on a meme, there on even a token in general, outside of tech in crypto. So that was. It was pretty crazy to see. And I think that this cycle, it's going to be very similar, but you do have to, like what Ray Shelby is talking about, is you do have to do your research and you do have to know which community is going to get you there, because not all communities are equal. And the problem is that whenever you come into this ecosystem and you're not doing your due diligence, or you're not looking for the right communities, you're not surrounding yourself with the right people, it can get ugly really fast. And I think the majority of people that have entered crypto, that's the experience they've had, unfortunately.
Yeah, when you choose a shit narrative that could run, no, you want something that's coded. You want something that's guaranteed. And then you wait patiently and you build with them. Right. Because if you do something that's spontaneous that might hit and make you a ton of money, then you're attracting gamblers. Yeah. Why do you want that in the community?
Yeah.
So think about that in real life. Do you want those people coming into your tribe providing for your children? No, you don't. No. So the community is going to fail. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. They're here to scam you for the cycle. They want to make money now, then they're out. So that's not multi-cycle. That's by definition.
Yeah.
What you want by definition to become multi-cycle is a mascot.
It's
a meme that represents emotions.
It's important. Like it's almost a must. If I think of the mascot, whenever you think of NFTs, I know we've all had our, fun with NFTs. What's the mascot of NFTs? What is the mascot? And like I said, of all NFTs, not Pudgy now.
Bored apes.
No,
probably.
I wouldn't say bored. What would you say? The mascot of NFTs?
Right now, it's gonna be Pudgy. They're building, baby.
Right now, Pudgy. But whenever I think of the mascot of NFTs, I think of CryptoPunks. The original IP.
Sure.
Like, I mean, it is
enough, yeah.
the mascot. Whenever you look, like right now, look at what Beeple just did. With his thing. And I don't know if you guys caught a glimpse of that. The Nakamigos drama. Did you guys see that?
No.
He basically was saying that it was a joke, but he basically said that punks were shit and Nakamigos were the real deal. And next thing you know, they pumped to like half an ETH and then he says he's joking. It dumps down to like 0.19. And so he made a video yesterday and he's like, he basically saying that he's real sorry. And he had a free NFT for anybody that was, hurt by this because he thought he clearly made it a joke. So he posted the site. It's IamAfuckingRetard.com.
Wait, so back to Nixon. So in what month did you have how much money and how much do you have now? In terms of your troll bag, right? What you want to reveal.
Troll and just troll?
How much did you make recently?
Yeah.
Just so people know.
April 27th, we looked at it last night. April 27th, I had $555. And what is today? August 11th? Yeah, I mean, we're sitting at 100 grand. So
yeah,
it's super simple. Obviously, in the beginning of that, I traded up a little bit with current events. Like,
yeah,
that's all it is. I don't know if you guys did it in school. Current events, you had to do it every Wednesday or some shit.
Yep.
Go on the news, write up a paper. It's the same shit. And that's what I also don't understand with people that buy that shit. It's always obviously pump and dumps, the current event shit. You can trade up with that and then put it into big market memes like these. This is how I didn't fucking make this money by trading up the whole time. I made it by holding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you turned $555 and then you were working. You were doing the window cleaning because you came back from New Zealand and you had to make the money and you knew it was the bull run. You had to go all in and you had to just hold. So this goes back to the Miron thing. You buy and you hold the conviction plays. How'd you know it was a conviction play? I'll answer for you and then you answer because this is how you made money. It's because me being in the group chat because you invited me, they're rating all the time, rally behind strong communities. So why did you go all in?
There's a few different reasons, but when I was 13, I used to play Black Ops 2, and we would troll kids all the time. And for any of you who have ever made your emblem maker, they had that on there. Everyone made their own shit. Like, they'd make SpongeBob, like anything like that. Troll face meme was on there. Everyone used that, and it took you like an hour to make it. Because in the emblem maker, you have to get each little tiny piece.
Yeah.
Make it the right size. Go in. Oh, is it right? Is it right? Yeah. That's where we started. And obviously, the mind share on that is just ginormous. Like, I just know everyone knows what that is. Elon Musk posts about it all the time. He claims himself to be the chief troll officer, CTO. He tweets it a few times. He did this year. That's not going away. It goes a little deeper into that is the number 17 is very significant, but yeah, I think troll is definitely, it's the sixth infinity stone.
It's going to make it. I mean, it's a blue chip. That's what it is. And
Absolutely.
so the thing is that there was a lot of blue chips last cycle with NFTs that just didn't make it. And it was because, and the reason I bring up NFTs is because right now, Moonshot Create has given the ability for Katoshi69, the creator of Mooncat, to actually give back he's given back 69% of the proceeds back to going in, community marketing, just creating that mind share. And so that's what it takes. I mean, these memes are a business. And so the problem is that there was blue chips that were in NFTs last cycle that they were great memes. They had great teams. They didn't go and take that money and put it in the right places. Mm-hmm. So they didn't grow. And there's examples of people that have done it right, and there's examples of people that have done it wrong. I want to go over the ones that have done it right, and highlight Pudgy Penguins, and see like the mindset that they've been able to get. Just because they went and they wanted to build this thing out as a business. So because I believe that the penguin is cute. Do I believe that it would have been multi-cycle if it wasn't for Luca and him placing the marketing money back into the community? No, I don't believe so. And so you've got to give your community fuel, and you've got to give them a reason to believe. And so how many communities are really doing that outside of, SPX or Bobo or Apu? Like who's really doing it?
So I will say about Troll is just recently in the past month in July, they're connected to Pump Fund and they got the creator fees finally. It was going to the guy who created the coin. He made like 133 grand off of it in like a couple months, but they changed it to CTO creator fees. So now the CTO team that runs all the marketing, the TikTok, the Twitter, all that art that they're putting out, the 2D animation art, like Fuck You Papers, Shadow, like they're involved in that. There's a few other people like A Woody. Everyone pushes the narrative so well. They do the art, and they're putting the money back in now.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the opportunity right away, but now they see that, and I think they're gonna start pushing more shit with their marketing wallet too now, with marketing Troll.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what gives the ability for it to be multi-cycle. I mean, people have got to realize if the cycle continues the way it has in the past, which we can talk about if we think that's actually going to happen, because I personally don't. But if it happens the way that it happened in the past, we know after a bull cycle comes a bear cycle. And so what keeps these memes, NFTs, these businesses alive when there isn't transactional revenue for them to make royalties or, creator fees on? Like what is gonna keep that alive? And what that is it's a business. It's building brand awareness. I mean, if you go and you take Troll t-shirts and place them on Venice Beach right now, they'd probably sell out in 5 minutes. I'd say. So I mean, yeah, right now it's about the communities are there. There's certain communities that have, they're there, but how are they going to be multi-cycle? And I want to ask you, Ray, like, what do you think? Like, what is it going to take? Because I imagine there are communities right now that are rating and they have a pretty good meme and, they have holders, but they're not going to be multi-cycle. What's going to separate them from memes that are?
So just so we're all clear on this, is that you should not strive to be multi-cycle as a meme in the first place. To be multi-cycle as a meme is an extremely unique X factor. Extremely unique. Like I honestly think there's going to be less than
100,
less than 15.
Wow.
Yeah, top 10.
Well, because if you think about it, the other ones are deadbeat, living as liquidity pools. There's nothing else.
You're saying after the bear cycle, or are you going into the bull cycle? You think there's only going to be 15? Do you think it's going to, because, I mean.
So I have my own theories, and I think there's going to be events that might occur that might just completely defeat and destroy most of what we have. A lot of you guys think 10 years into the future. Yeah. I understand when people think into the future, they're like, okay, things are going to fade and energy and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. I genuinely think that there will be a huge extractive event, just like how civilizations have revolutions, just like how hard times create strong men, which create good times. I think we're in the good times of memes. I genuinely believe, because this is the second cycle. And people are calling it the meme cycle. We saw memes last cycle. Now we're in like, yeah, it may seem like hard times. It's actually easy times because a dumbass narrative can grow. Seriously, a dumbass narrative can grow, and that needs to die because it's not here to stay. You're not supposed to start a community around a meme coin, right? You're not. You're supposed to start a meme coin and a community around something that matters.
Yep.
Something with tangible value, like privacy, like Monero. I would much rather get into that. If I'm gonna create a community within meme coins, I would much rather choose something that's going to be used no matter what year it is.
Yep.
2055, the Bobo is still trolling the market.
Yep.
It will never end. I'm gonna invest into the ecosystem of that, and the ecosystem of that, who's gonna strive to be ambitious to create business, IP, LLC, whatever they can out of it. Pudgy Penguins is, you know why it's multi-cycle? Is because they're making a TV show, because they're giving back to their holders, because it's a business. So if the meme coin's not becoming a business, it's not multi-cycle. Well, if it's not iconic, it's not multi-cycle. And I would say there's less than 20.
Yeah, I agree.
But-
Well, I
right?
think too. Also, we have to touch on. You said it. Like, this is the second time, and I believe this. You are right. This is the great times of me. I mean, it's the great awakening for memes. You know, and the thing is, people are going to win this cycle, and it's because of the tech is also there too now. You have to realize it wasn't as easy to buy a meme as it is today. You can literally go on the Moonshot app. It's simple. I'll show you. My phone's dead here. I'll go ahead and turn it on. Or if you got yours there, you can just turn on your iPhone. So it's
I don't have my phone.
pretty simple. So I'll show how easy it is to buy it now. Just because most people, they don't understand how simple it is to purchase memes. Like last cycle, I remember being on CT and seeing this coin spike 70,000%. Where do you buy that token though?
When did Moonshot come out?
Moonshot. I know Moonshot Create came out towards the end of June.
Right.
So super
It's like
simple.
the 27th of June, Moonshot Create came out. They created the perfect ecosystem for things. But explain.
Perfect thing. I mean, perfect. You can literally just go right onto the app, and you can see like the top gainers for the day, right? Like before, how could you find the Clippy top gainer coin? It's hard to find it.
Unless you're using the right
Unless
bot.
you're using the, so it's like now all I can, like Might Fly, these Spark, like Tokaboo. I'm just giving these guys, free ad, but you guys look at this right now. All you got to do is, it's simple. You just click
Busy man.
it and you see it. You can go right here to buy, and you can just connect your Apple Pay and you can purchase the meme.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes 5 minutes to do it, to download the app and purchase a meme, as to where before it felt like the research took 50 minutes, right? So I think that people have to understand that we're coming into a new day and age, and memes are coming. The masses are going to be onboarded. You're going to see a massive, massive shift from that 7% to probably closer to 10%. And the majority of those people are going to be onboarded through memes. So I think people need to be ready. If people want to be ready, tune into MoonTalk. Tune into MoonTalk and be here, because we're going to be going over this stuff here week in and week out, and people are going to know why they should show up. Today's Mooncat Monday, and I'm telling you right now, you should be here.
DCA.
You should DCA.
today.
I'll tell you that. If there's one thing we have to leave you before we head out of the show, it's DCA, dollar cat average.
Yeah, and really quick, Moonshot onboarding everybody, right? It's the perfect environment. Why is it the perfect environment? Because it took an hour to learn how to buy Dogecoin back then. It takes a minute now. Apple Pay, Venmo, anybody can do it super easily. Perfect environment, mascot of the chain. What else could you possibly want on?
Would you call it the Robin Hood? Would you call it the Robin Hood of memes platform? It's almost like the Robin Hood of.
It has the opportunity to be.
I mean, it really does. And you look at who's invested in this: Coinbase.
Trump has utilized this.
Trump utilized it.
Trump, our own president utilized it.
Some big names. So, but I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. If anybody wants to finish up, appreciate you having you on, Nixon.
Thank you so much
you
for
just kind of going over everything. I'm really happy for your success and Troll's success overall. Before we get out of here, what's your prediction for Troll end of the year 2025?
Dude, it's kind of getting crazy. Right away, I had just like, it's got to be like $1 billion, like it's got to be $1 billion. It's got to be. Dude, it's going past that.
It's going higher.
We're coming higher now. But like the opportunity for Troll is insane. The opportunity for Mooncat is even better. Obviously, being at 2.5 million market cap right now, it's insane. Like,
we're early.
All of the guys, like our Troll guys, are talking about it. Like, Troll whales were in that shit. Bobo whales are in that shit. Everyone's in it. Like, the guys who are in Mooncat right now are the ones who have seen the opportunity for these other huge ones. Like, why would we be in MoonCAD then? Like, it doesn't make sense. So,
All right.
yeah, I really appreciate you having me on. And yeah, this has been awesome. So,
Awesome. Anything you want to say before we head out, Shelby?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you guys showing up to Moon Talk. We'll see you guys next week.